Hi Aditi, can you hear me?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing great. So, yeah, I have removed your personal information in the resume. I'm just having this content. Let me know if you want to remove anything.
No, yeah, it's all there.
Okay, great. So, Aditi, yeah, I got your email that it said that you attended about 10 to 15 interviews, right? So, can you explain about
Yes,
what?
ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
This year I have attended approximately 10 interviews for the BA role.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and for QA role, I have attended some 15 interviews. Interviews include like the internship programs, which they offer like to test the code, and then you will be getting selected in that. So that was also included in the whole information I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all. So in the BA interview, they were mostly focusing on the documentation, but 3 years completed and now the fourth year will begin from January. So that is the thing.
Okay. So, what do you do in your current role? What is your day-to-day activity in your current role?
And current role basically includes the meeting with stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's a product company, so basically we have a interaction with CEO and Scrum Master itself, and it's a very small team. So CEO itself is giving me the requirements and also requirements for the development team. And in development team, I used to handle all the sprint plans and business requirements, user stories, and everything like which you do for the housekeeping.
Right. So,
And then afterwards, like after whole development thing is done, I used to check the hours, like and what is the problem they are facing and acceptance criteria also. So yeah, basically that is the business analyst role itself, but the acceptance criteria not include the DB testing like in between. So that is where I'm lagging. That
mm.
is what I feel in these interviews, that I'm lagging the DB testing. So yeah.
So when you say that it's a very small team, so totally like how many people are there in your team?
Ma'am, actually, right now we have outsourced the team of development. So earlier, like for like first 2 years, we have a in company team that
Mm.
was like we were having two front end engineers, one for JS, one for native, because we have application Android and iOS, and then we have one backend engineer. And then I was doing the QA as well as BA as well as project management.
Mm.
And other than that, we have a Scrum Master, and then we have a CEO, which was like basically the stakeholder, and then there was a product manager who was handling marketing as well as this management, all in all. So yeah, earlier we were having this kind of setup, but now we have outsourced the team, which is development team. We have completely outsourced, so we have now only me as a business analyst, product manager, come everything.
Mm.
And we have a scrum master, and we have CTO, CEO, and then other team, marketing team, because this is a hardware product.
Mm.
So we need to have the logistic team as well. So that is more in run, but the development team is outsourced, and I'm the only one.
So with
So
the,
yeah.
you said you're outsourcing it, right? Do you talk with them or how is it every
Yeah,
day?
yeah, yeah. I used to, yeah, I earlier, like right now, the meetings are very less because of the crunch time we are having. But yeah, earlier we have like all MOMs with the stakeholder and like all the meetings, and we have the like project planning meetings and all the scrum calls we were having with the development team. I used to start that scrum calls. So yeah, that was like majorly the part. And from this November itself, we have like uh, We have like lowered it down to 1 or 2 their meetings. Yeah.
Okay. So you have some kind of IT experience, right? It's not that you're completely from non-IT, and also you've done your M.Tech. I saw that you have done your M.Tech. So you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
some kind of background and
Yeah, yeah.
technology and all.
Actually, even I have like HTML, CSS knowledge, the whole backend process, how it is like working in the backend and the coding stuff itself, the C++ and everything. I
Mm,
have that basic knowledge. But yeah, it's like I'm not very open to the coding itself, like making a website itself.
mm,
So I have like little knowledge, but yeah, I can know that if the time limit is this, like if you have like 5 hours of work and you just need to push the build to like QA to production and stuff, then it will not take 5 hours, it will take 3 hours only, or
mm,
it will take like, ideally it will take very less, but yeah, plus minus, if you will be having some CI/CD problems and stuff, so it will be only 3 hours. So that time I can point it out and I can say that please minimize it. It will be like a optimization thing I can do.
mm.
So that knowledge I have. So that's why like it's an edge for me right now what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So what is this product about that you guys are developing? Can you give me a high level idea? But what?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we have a product which is like a pegboard. It's a hardware in which like ABCD is there. Like the same, I think this is very common nowadays. But the thing is, they have like our company has some IP onto that. Like they have right onto the changing of sheets. It's same pegboard which is having A, then B, then C letters, and below that, like if you lift that peg, then below that there will be some image and stuff like A to apple, B to boy or something. So if you lift that peg is like A word itself, A alphabet itself, then
Mm-hmm,
it will be A letter, A letters connecting words and all. So they like what the basic mindset behind that was that you can change the sheets from behind, so that every time you will get A for ant, A for aeroplane, A for some other stuff. Basically, from A, how many words can be? It will be numerous if you make the concept of changing the sheets. So that is the whole pegboard. And then we have the application where you can customize that A thing and B thing, like whatever sheet you are making. Sheet is of A to Z
mm,
words,
mm,
like letter, B letter.
mm,
Sheet is like in A4 size, we have a position A to Z words like that, that you can make a sheet out of it, and then you will be putting pictures onto that placing, particular placing, and you can print it out like A for Aditi. Then there will be image of Aditi that
mm.
you can make from the application itself. Like Aditi will take like her picture and
Like
then
this.
sending it to, yeah, same, exactly.
Exactly like this you're
Like,
talking. Okay.
yeah, yes, my ma'am.
So if I
Same,
click
A
on
to Z
A,
will be there.
mm,
Yeah.
what is the functionality you said? So if I click on A, what will happen?
Behind that, the picture will be revealed. Like A is having picture of Aditi behind that, like
Mm,
behind this cover. They are having the concept that these are A to Z words are color like coding
mm,
for like the small children. It
mm,
is coding for them.
mm,
Basically, the picture is the only thing we can relate to. So they are having this personalized picture content to be fed to the small children, that is like K to 2 years,
mm,
so that they can be very familiar with the memory
mm,
of picture, not the letter. Like everybody used to say A for apple,
mm,
A for ant. So
mm,
why A is the thing? Why not picture? Because they were coming from the concept that A, we have learned, is like A for apple. But
mm,
in Vietnamese, A is not an apple.
mm.
Vietnamese say tao as an apple.
Right.
So basically, picture is the same, but the code is different,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm,
The A and T is different. So what to do there? Because
mm,
everybody will be confused then that this was on A, like small kid will be confused that this was on A, the
mm,
apple thing, and now it is on T. So
mm,
what is this? This is very confusing. So they are
mhm,
making the base
mm,
as a picture
mm.
and then coding it according to that.
According to
So
that.
this is
Okay.
the whole
So
concept.
Okay, so once you said like once your CEO is your stakeholder, right? So he's giving you some change request, some enhancement request, and you're doing it and you're deploying it.
Yeah,
So once the
yeah, yeah.
product is ready and live, like how do you progress that post implementation? Have you done that? Like, okay, we have done something changes. It's right now in the market. So after people buying that particular enhanced feature, like how do you validate it?
Okay, I used to do the acceptance testing, that is one thing. And then after that, I used to make the user manual for for the like SAP product which we
Mm,
are having. That user manual itself, I will be giving to the institutions where we are like deploying it.
mm,
So that is also the coursework in between, which I used to do.
no.
But if you are talking about the acceptance testing, that I used to that like from because I am attending the stakeholder meeting, so I know the acceptance criteria and all. So yeah, that I used to do the UAT testing,
Mm,
functional testing, that whole thing I used to do. Compliance testing basically.
okay.
So
Okay, you have some like now
apart from that,
product development and testing, but in this 10 B interviews, like what were the questions that they asked that you were unable to answer?
ma'am, actually, the whole whole interview was like revolving around the SQL itself, and that I find very tough
Mm,
altogether. They were
mm,
not asking about the BRD documents, SRD documents. They were not asking about the compliance testing and all, like which I have little knowledge because as per my experience, like my major work is onto the technical side that they would want me, like company want me to have the QA knowledge mainly.
mm,
But I was doing the BA as well because that was like minimum viable team they were requiring. But yeah, for like business analysts, they are like requiring the SQL skills and then database extraction and all. So that thing I was not like very familiar with. Actually,
okay.
I have like read about the SQL,
Mm,
but it was very basic. Like you can't if like in one interview I was asked like one thing is they were asking about the how to distinct like if there are two queries about the Aditi name.
mm,
Okay, so how will you make it like how will you select and remove Aditi? Like
mm,
how will you remove the duplicacy? So
mm,
that I said like it is distinct function in SQL which is used to remove the
mm,
duplicacy and all. And
mm,
then the second question was, if you want to choose the duplicates only, then what will you do? Then
mm,
there I got stuck because I was like knowing very basic of this particular thing, distinct functions and
mm.
update and normal delete and itself. But they were asking about the group by and stuff. So group by was the thing I was not known to the in the SQL. So yeah.
Okay. And then, so this happened in all the business analyst interviews?
Approximately. In fact, the role was written as business implementation engineering,
Mm,
business implementation analyst, and they were asking about this SQL thing. And also, ma'am, they were giving very like for business analysts, they were giving the 15,000 as a stipend
mm,
for 2 to 3 years of experience.
mm,
And for business analyst with SQL knowledge, they are giving it 12 LPA. So
mm.
there was a massive difference, and I was like, I am starting to learn about SQL now. So
Yeah, you
that is
need
the
to
difference.
concentrate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what about the other questions apart from SQL? Is there anything that you were unable to answer?
Apart from that, they were asking very much about the compliance, like how compliance are like different, and what is time thing, and what is like severity and priority, which I answered.
Mm,
Which I answered priority metrics, uh, RTM metrics they were asking about,
RTM,
and
okay.
yeah, RTM metrics. And in compliance also, they were asking mainly about the scalability
Mm,
and scalability, and then there was one thing more, scalability and security. their questions were like focusing on this particular subject only. And they were not asking about the FRD, BRD documents. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like unnecessary. I was learning about that. But
Right.
yeah, somebody asked me about the project charter. So
Mm,
that I know what was the project charter. And about like apart from that, they were the main thing which I was lagging in the interview was they were asking that you have a very limited knowledge because it is an edtech startup and you have started with a product based company,
mm,
and we require a service based company because then you can have the domain knowledge of like telecom and many other like banking knowledge, insurance company knowledge,
mm.
and healthcare knowledge. So that was the thing where I was lagging. So that thing I need to improve, and I have seen some certifications also. But yeah, that is why I am here because I
Mm.
was very confused. So I want you to answer that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, domain I can help you because with healthcare, banking, and all, I can help you. Yeah, don't worry about that. And then what
Okay.
about, yeah, other questions that you were unable to answer?
Uh, Other like ma'am, basically the questions I answered was majorly okay, but the SQL main was like where I was lagging. And second thing is, they were asking me the domain thing, and third thing is they were asking about the questions like some what you say nowadays there are action based, like what actions you will take if this happens, what action you will take if this happens. So this is like this is a particular term. There is a particular term about this particular action and role based questions. So
Role based.
that thing
Okay.
was also there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, role based. And they were giving you some situations and then you have to answer that. I was doing that perfectly, that was not a problem. But yeah, they were asking about this thing nowadays. And also they used to ask some they were like weight questions, like if this ball is weighing this and this ball is weighing this, then balance it out. Like there were some visual questions which were like basically in qualitative aptitude or something, or
Mm.
reasoning or something. So that
Okay.
cat questions were there,
Mm.
that I have answered well, and they were like helping you out if you're not answering. So that questions were easy,
So
and
can you name
there
now
were
some of
some.
the companies that, I mean, if you don't mind, can you name like what are the companies that you applied? I want to know whether it is service based or product based. Like what are the
Ma'am, basically, they were service-based companies, but I was focusing on to one particular region because that time I was there only in Chandigarh. So
mm,
yeah, there was one company called Equivalent, which
mm,
were asking about the SQL questions majorly,
mm.
and there was one company called Indie something. There was Indie something was there,
Okay.
and there was one company Lumino Guru.
Okay. Did you try Cognizant or TCS or Deloitte?
No, ma'am. Actually, resume itself is not getting selected there. That is the main problem I am having. That resume itself is not at all like getting selected in their systems.
Right.
So I have personally called them, and also the one problem is I am not from service space initially.
Mm,
So that is why I'm very sure the reason majorly is this thing. Like I have limited domain knowledge because the service-based company requires like different services knowledge. So yeah.
right. Okay. What about QA interviews?
QA interview was like they were giving us questions and then they were selecting for the unpaid internship sometimes, and
Mm,
that's why I didn't join one. And for another, they were actually in QA. They're having a big chunk of quality assurance in the manufacturing industry. So
mm,
they selected resume. It was not the same resume as put across, but
mm,
they are like considering my resume for the manufacturing industry, and then have got selected from till the last round. And then
mm,
in the last round, they wanted me to come there at
mm.
the manufacturing office. Then I skipped that because I was not from manufacturing. The company was Trident. If you like, it is a good company. So they were having some process, selection process of like 4 to 5 months,
Mm,
and in which there was question earlier the questions and all round that was MCQ round from their particular LMS system, and then afterwards they were having some like there were 2 3 kind of screening, like there were big questions you have to answer, that was a personality check, and
mm,
then there were very small questions, that was a basic background check, and
mm,
then third round was the MCQ round, fourth round was the interview round, and then fifth round was the uh, technical interview round that I have cleared till there.
mm,
And then afterwards there were like company presence round. It was called like self-present round or something like that.
mm,
So that thing I skipped because it was completely a manufacturing industry, and I felt like QA is not required there
mm.
majorly because I was in QA in IT, but they have selected my resume and the process was going on, so I didn't say anything. And
Okay.
apart from that, we had QA for, they were not wanting manual testers nowadays. They were like they mostly want automation,
Mm,
and in automation they want Selenium with Java, not
right.
Selenium with they the prioritized with Java. They
Mm,
don't prioritize with like Selenium with Python. So
mm,
I am having some knowledge of Python, and then with Selenium I can do some stuff. But
mm,
nowadays there are like many automation tools like Autify and something which can do the testing itself, but
mm,
at a very, very basic level. So in my company the basic level was required. So Selenium knowledge was not much used.
mm,
So that was the drawback which I was facing in QA automation rounds. They were asking totally like automation questions, and then completely into the development side. So
mm.
that was the limit where like I felt some difficulty. So yeah,
Yeah, got
but
it.
I
Okay.
am
Mm.
majorly focusing on business analyst
Business
thing.
analyst roles, right? Okay, good. So I
Yeah.
have one question on, so you completed your graduation in 2017, but you started
Yes,
working
ma'am.
in 2021. Why is that?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was preparing for UPSC IAS exam.
Mm,
That's why my field of masters and BTech is like electronics. And then I got this opportunity of working in this startup with a great effort. Like I started with blogger here,
mm-hmm,
and then I started working as a business analyst, and then uh, I got some hike, and then now I'm working as a business analyst. Okay. Yeah.
okay, what happened to that UPSC thing? Did you try it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It was like it is very big exam here in like UPSC. So yeah, in ES we had some loss of vacancies and stuff. So I stopped preparation because of that. Like after that, the Corona happened. So
Mm,
the vacancies were like exam difference was like 1.5 to 2 years afterwards. And
mm,
then there was like some problems of railways skipping their vacancies from the whole system. So that made the count of vacancies from 116 to 3. That time it was like very unimaginable to get into this kind of thing. So that's why I joined startup afterwards. And also my age limit was like approximately I was exhausting my limit. So yeah,
okay, so
I got yeah.
did you attend at least one exam or no?
Yeah, I have attended 2 exams,
Mm,
but the in second chance I was near to the like cutoff,
mm,
but then they take away the whole vacancy thing uh,
mm,
for one department, and in railways majorly electronics engineers are employed, so that is
mm.
why the whole thing happened. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something straight. I don't want you to be offended, but you need to get that straight, right? So you did your BTech and then you did your MTech and then you went to UPSC and then like that's something like the exams where like I mean you were almost able to reach it, but something happened. Then like you went to startup, and in startup the problem is Aditi, you're very unfortunate to get into this startup. You should have tried to something bigger. Maybe it's of COVID, I don't know. But when you get into like startup companies like this, And the problem is you're dealing
Yeah,
with just one product.
exactly.
And
Exactly. That is the
you
thing.
yeah, you're just dealing with one product, and you don't have too many people to guide you, and you don't have a process. So and you have very limited knowledge, right, about that, about like other domains. That's why like these people are not hiring you, right? So if you would
Yeah.
have like instead of going to this company, if you would have tried in
Mm-hmm.
one of the service based something, if you have tried to enter this now, after like now it's a different thing, right? But um I want you to, do you want to get into these companies now, or you like, because whatever companies you're saying, I don't think so. They are all like how much they're paying, I don't know, because they're asking you so many questions. Like they are not asking you like for BA role. What I understand is they want someone who wants to do BA as well as someone like who knows like SQL very well.
Data,
Yeah, they
data
want to be a
analyst.
data analyst too, which you can do it. I'm not saying you cannot do it. You can do it, but you have to like learn all that. You have to practice multiple questions and all that. And if you enter into those kinds of companies also, you're going to feel very overwhelmed with the workload and everything. Because those
Exactly.
company, if you enter into like very big service based companies, the situation there is very different. You'll be paid well, you'll be given a bonus, there will be, I'm sure there'll be on-site chances, and definitely there will be
Yeah.
growth.
Ma'am, actually, as per my scenario of career gap and stuff, so that is why I was very like I can't vision about like going to a big company and MNC especially. So that's why I started with the startup so that I can land, I get some experience, and then I can remove the tag of being like with the no experience at all. So
Mm,
that is the thing which I achieved from this startup
mm,
other than everything else. So yeah, I planned to be here because I need to fill that career gap thing so that I will be in the like a working mode again. And
right.
then afterwards I will be switching
Mm,
to some big company. That's why I'm looking for some courses. That's why I have like explored so many courses, and after that business analyst thing, I have explored about the data analyst,
mm,
about the risk management, everything I am exploring right now,
mm,
that what to do so that I can be in a good career for like next 15 to 20 years at least,
mm.
because I can't be like I can't be like non-working afterwards,
See, that's
because
the
I have now
problem.
the
I'll tell you
experience.
that is a problem because there is no vision here. What do you want to become? Do you want to become a data analyst? Do you want to become a QA analyst? Or you want to become a business analyst? Like,
Bam,
right?
these no, it's not. It's sorry to say, it's not called no career vision. It's like you are like giving all out to do something.
Yeah,
It's
see,
called
that's why you
very
see, if you're all, I'll tell you, if you're all over the place, like if you are like, if you don't know exactly what you want to become, then like you'll try for some time, then you will go to a different course. Then because you don't know right what you want to become, then you'll try data analyst courses, you'll do all this Power BI stuff. Then you're like, I don't want to do this. Then you'll go, by the time will run. So you need to like fix on a particular goal. Okay, in 2025, in like 3 months. I'm going to learn all this and I'm going to apply for this company. You need to have like only one vision, one focused goal.
now like I'm completely onto the business analyst thing,
Mm,
because I have completed some course as well, that was like Microsoft course, which is like running right now. uh it was for BA/DA, because nowadays the requirements are like uh, I felt I have like like certain interviews and stuff, then SQL is somewhat required, somewhat.
mm,
So that is why I'm like preparing for that, and have like enrolled into some programs. But yeah, still I'm not going to have like some, like what to say, fee considered programs. Like there are some courses which are given by ISB, business analytic courses and something like that. I'm not enrolling into that,
mm.
but yeah, I'm going into some programs. But yeah, if I will be guided, I think the whole problem will be solved. and the resume is the main thing which is not getting selected. So yeah,
Right. So we don't
that is
want to
why I
add all
came to
the
you, ma'am.
we don't. So what I
I
will do is
watched your
you.
video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, you can go ahead. You do it trying to say something, right?
Basically, I have seen your video
Mm,
before the interview itself, which I was having on like last Saturday, in which I am majorly saying the SQL thing was asked. So I was very much into that particular interview, that will be a ultimate thing because I want to be there. I have heard about that company. That was good. And
mm,
in that company, I'll watch your like onto the 2x speed, yes, but
mm,
I watch your that particular video. That from there I have subscribed to you only.
mm-hmm.
That 9 hours video. So I
9 hours.
have watched that onto, yeah, 2x. I have watched that. So in
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't find like Excel, SQL skills and stuff. So I was like, how this can happen? Like if with these knowledge,
Mm.
this knowledge I can go into the big companies and stuff. So that was, I was like very curious and I need that guidance so that I can enhance my career and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I am talking about, right? Like my whole guidance for the YouTube subscribers is like to get into very big service-based companies. So if you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
Cognizant, TCS, I'm not talking about the small group of companies, right? Startups or some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So because if you go to that companies, they want you to do everything. Say they want you to learn now, they want you to become a BA, they want you to do all this SQL stuff. They want someone a mixture of BA
Exactly.
and data analyst. That's what they want because they don't have a budget. And then that's why they don't hire more people. So they're combining that roles
Yes.
and responsibilities into one role, and they expect you to
Yes,
do
yes, ma'am.
everything. You need to gather requirements, do the back end portion too.
Yeah.
So yeah, but for when if you work for Cognizant or TCS or Deloitte or what you saw, very big companies, number one thing is
Hmm.
like they have multiple clients all over the world. Okay, so they can
Yeah.
easily find you projects if you are on bench. Of course, you have to develop your skill set, but they are going to find you so that you are not doing your thing on your own. See, if something is not available in your team, you can be on bench, but some they're having multiple clients all over the world, right? They'll be if you're a good candidate, you'll be able to clear the client round. So that one role of one interview, you will be paid in bench. That's there. Okay, so you'll be paid in bench. You're going to get all your benefits. Nobody is going to say, even if you're in bench, if your project is done, you'll get a new client, so that there is some kind of security in your mind that okay. And when you put these companies in your resume, your value gets increased, right? When you say you work for Cognizant, for TCS for 6 years, 7 years, so that means like the other companies, no. So let's say you work for Cognizant for 6 plus years. TCS is going to have that resume as a preferred one because most of them have the same clients.
True that. True that. I can completely understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they want those kind of service-based experience and those domain knowledge. So they're going to ask you, do you have US healthcare knowledge? Do you have US banking knowledge? Do you have UK healthcare knowledge, banking knowledge? Why they're asking you? Because mostly they'll have the same client, but there are different vendors.
Exactly.
You say,
True that.
let's say that if there is a client called Bank of America is not going to outsource all their projects to TCS, right? So they are going to
Mhm.
outsource. They know like we are going to have the percentages 70/30. So we are going to have 30 people as full time. I mean, like 30% as full time. 70% is going to get outsourced to vendors, but they are not going to like outsource only to one vendor. They will never do that. So they will outsource to TCS. So some projects will be owned by TCS, some projects will be owned by Cognizant, some projects will be owned by Deloitte, some projects will be by Virtusa, but everybody is going to work for Bank of America. So if you go to these kind of companies, if you target these kind of companies, there is a very good chance that when you want to leave one company, the other company is going to hire you
We'll hire you. Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
because you
Yeah,
have
I
that.
got it.
Yeah, you have that domain knowledge, you have that international client, like overseas client experience. So and their working style and is all the same. Okay, so they are going to
Plus
be a
you
good.
have more like plus you have more like security in yourself because
And
right
they
now
have
I'm
more
lacking
resources
that.
too. So they have like resources too.
Exactly.
It's not their companies completely depend upon you. Whereas now, in this particular company that you're working, right, Alpha Tub Investigations, you are the only candidate. If you leave, it's very
Exactly.
hard for them to find another person. And for you, the knowledge is limited, right? Because there is nobody to guide you.
Exactly, that guidance is lagging. Yeah, yes, ma'am. True
So
that.
you have to do everything on
True
your
that.
own. You research, and then whatever your CEO tells, you're going to do that, and then you're going to figure it on yourself. But if you get into a service-based company, you will have people that you can look upon. You will have seniors. There will be standard procedures, protocols, and of course, benefits are also going to be high. It's very difficult to enter into a service-based company. I understand, but I want you to target that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want you to
Okay. For
target.
that, I think the resume itself is not at all good.
Yeah, we will.
First
If
of
you
all,
want,
because
yeah,
it's not
I will
getting.
remove all of this stuff. Okay, what I will do, I mean, if you're
Yeah.
okay, if you want me to target, if
I'm.
you,
Yeah. Please, ma'am, guide me. I'm on to you now. So please guide me on to this.
yeah, if you want to get into one of these service-based companies, you have to do what I'm telling. You remove all this. Don't tell them you worked on one product that is for children. Nobody is going to hire you. You need to like tell them that you work for international clients.
Yeah.
And then the product
Okay.
was like something with US based, UK based, something international clients. And
It's
then your
it's
stakeholders were,
international based. I don't know how, like, it's working in Virgin Island, this particular project.
mm,
And similarly, the project is going running in like Gujarat as well, and
mm.
some parts of Uttarakhand. So yeah, like we are having some clients there, but yeah, still it is not called global because the culture is not like it. So yeah.
No, see, that's fine, but I don't want you to say that the product that you explained, right? We don't want to put that in the resume. We need to explain something very complex in the interview.
Okay. Okay.
And then we are
Okay.
going to explain that product so that these people are very like, okay, they feel confident about you. So you dealt something with a complex product, complex application. This person has knowledge about US healthcare, banking, and then different domain knowledge, and so we can hire her. So that's what you're going to focus on. If you keep like thinking, I'll get into now, like again, like a small IT company, and then I have to figure it out. Then you want to go to Cognizant. It's going to take a lot of time.
No, ma'am, I don't have time. That is the only reason. Like, I was like posting on every post and everywhere I was posting, looking for something good, looking for something good. That's the only goal right now. Because
Mm,
I myself is not, because I had a similar experience like in between that was of majorly 3 months. That was like not exactly the analyst thing, but in between, like my career gap, I started teaching for some time for 3 months at least. So that thing was like also not getting me that security of my job. So majorly I'm lagging security in my job. I am lagging like the skill. I know many things. I know Confluence, I know Jira, because that is the knowledge I myself imparted from like some sources. But the thing is how I should be implementing that, and where I should be telling anybody that this knowledge I am having, but I can't but how can I tell you that? That is where, right?
yeah, yeah, you are audible. You're good now.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
I will give you
So you were
access
saying
to
something,
yeah. So
sorry.
I will give you access to my paid courses. Okay, so I have healthcare and banking domain. So I'll give you access to that, and I want you to completely go through those videos. It's US healthcare and US banking.
Sure, ma'am, sure. Okay.
So so that you can
In a
have
particular 9 hours video, you also talked about Bank of America a lot. And then there were one US healthcare thing, that thing I skipped a bit. But yeah, Bank of America was definitely into the talks in that particular video, right?
Yeah. So this is different. This is like completely end to end about two healthcare projects and two banking. I want you to go through all the videos and then you can tell me whichever you are
Okay.
interested, whatever
Sure.
fascinates you, whichever you are attracted to, either it's banking or
Okay.
healthcare. We want to make sure because if you go to any service-based companies, they're going to look for domain.
Okay. Yeah, true
Okay.
that.
These are two major domains.
I like, preferably I will be choosing banking because I like had a project onto the banking itself. Like
Mm,
not the analyst BA project, but it was like the uh a development project. So yeah,
yeah.
I had. banking experience. Yeah,
You can finish then the banking course, and then
yeah.
by next week it will take some time because that is about 21-hour video, so it will take them some
Okay,
time. Finish that, and then when you come back,
okay.
I will tell you like how to add this in the resume, how to like modify your resume according to this domain, and then how to submit to all these companies.
Sure, ma'am. Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, see, you're very skilled. I wouldn't like underestimate your skill, right? So you're very skilled, but it's very unfortunate that you went into a startup. You have this career gap, this UPC exam. So there is like so many diversions.
Exactly. That too. And I didn't get any mentor. And also, from where I have done MTech is a very good institute, and they are like very big recruiters in the whole North region,
Mm,
because they are like college itself is a very good with a very good PR or something.
mm,
But the thing is, I didn't attend the whole thing of like I didn't attend the placement. Otherwise, there were Infosys and TCS were these were called mass recruiters, and nobody wants to go there
mm,
because we were like hoping for Texas and Qualcomm and stuff. And
mm,
that time when I have done post graduation, that time those companies didn't come because of some recession in
mm,
the electronics industry. So we our recruiters were like Vodafone and Crompton Reeves. So those were also good companies.
mm,
But I didn't I declined those offers and then started for the government job preparation itself, because
mm.
I feel that there is more security there
Here.
coming from a like whole that background.
Mm.
But now I feel like if if this thing works, then it will be very good for me. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I understand. That's why people make mistakes, right? See, you can target for UPSC and all that, but I would like someone who is doing engineering stuff. I would like want them to experience at least 3 to 4 months, get into an IT company like Cognizant, at least just understand the work environment there.
Exactly.
Sometimes you'll feel very lucky to get into a very good um, team, and you
Yeah.
just don't want to leave it because the package is good. You feel
I
secure,
know
and then
my colleagues went to Apple and stuff after joining some Cognizant. I have some friends who have joined Infosys, Cognizant, and now they're like in very big multinational companies,
mm,
in Amazon and in Apple itself. So
mm.
I feel very left out because of that. But anyways, now I think this is opportunity for me to have you. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the package. See, the package is unbelievable in Amazon and Apple, and you cannot compare to Cognizant. That's there. But in order for you to reach to that level, they are going to like again and again ask you like, okay, tell me about your experience. Tell me the product that you worked on. Tell me the application that you worked on. So that's the problem.
true that. True that. True that.
Mm.
The sequence is you go to service based and then product based, and then my thing is like I have started with a product that is very average, and then I'm like hoping for a service based thing, and then the like my whole process got elongated because of the
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, see, I wouldn't say this is a wrong decision, but the problem is like it's a very small IT team, Scrum team, and there is nobody for
Well,
you
yeah,
to
that
guide
is
you. That's the
that is
problem.
true. That is true. In fact, the client in which for client we were dealing with, which our team was outsourced to, that was also a service-based company, and there I saw the work environment because I was sitting there in that office that is in Chandigarh itself. The if you know, I think you don't know about that, but yeah, that is also a company called Code Brew. So
Mm,
that was a service-based company. I got some exposure there, but it was very limited because I was from a client-based company. So they don't want me to get involved much.
mm,
So
mm,
that is why I got restricted to this product only. Otherwise, I got some exposure because I used to go there, so I had talks and I had communication with other people also.
mm,
So there were that service-based company was dealing clients from Dubai and US and something from there only.
mm,
But yeah, that was a good company. But
mm.
then again, the Cogniz and Coquera, these companies are these are the Yeah, big
Yeah.
twist.
I mean, see, I'll tell you one thing, Aditi, like even though if you get hired, you
Yeah.
have to like really observe for 6 months. I wouldn't want you to be like, some people get very excited, right? Like they want to perform, they want to perform, they want to get good names, and they like take up work, and then see, people don't like other people like being excited and like performing too much.
True,
That's
true,
a reality.
true that, true that. If you will work harder, you will get more work. I know that.
Yeah, so what we want to do is like we want to play subtle, right? Okay, I got the opportunity. Now I'm going to observe, and then there'll be a time where I will know everything in and out of the process, and then and also your manager. You need to have a very good rapport with your managers, with your developers, and if you're very ambitious, and people who are very ambitious, very career oriented, like people who want to perform too much, they'll get into trouble because their colleagues are not doing that, and they not all people want to work too much. So that's also there. So we need to find that balance where you don't want to showcase your excitement to the team, but internally,
Yeah,
like you want to perform, but you should do it on your own. And managers should be able to identify, okay, this candidate's a very good candidate. She's finishing everything on within that particular deadline. She's not like some people like, so they're so driven and they want to perform very well. They can put their colleagues down.
yeah,
So we have to always keep in mind that you are one of the member in the team. You are not only the team. Okay. So when you get service-based companies will have that issue. Okay, if you get into
yeah.
Cognizant TCS, and if you feel like people are just sitting idle and you are
Mhm.
doing all the work, they'll dump all the work to you. That I just want to like give that warning to you.
Exactly. That is what I'm saying, na, that if you work harder there, then you will get more work, not appreciation or something.
Yes,
So
and
yeah.
then nobody likes you, then nobody become friends with
Exactly. No,
you.
ma'am, I'm very familiar with the teamwork as well because earlier, like before this particular year, like before this December itself, last December, we were working in a team. So I know how to manage a team and how I know working with a team. But now, like some skills are lagging. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
because I'm getting more work here. Like I'm handling the website. I'm handling their core website also. So yeah, like
Yeah, so you're
I'm
so
getting more.
you're see, you're
Yeah, yeah,
used to working like alone, and you're used to doing everything, right? So you'll do the same thing there. So that's what I'm just telling.
yeah. In
Mm.
fact, making the user stories, making Figma designs. I don't know how, but I know it all.
You know it.
But
That's good thing. You know it.
I'm not efficient in one thing, but yeah, I am like jack of all trades. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay, yeah. So I'll give you access, and then I want you to finish that course, and then we will connect next
sure,
week. Okay?
sure. Next
Yeah.
week, same time, same day.
I'll give you the timings. So I want you to send me an email once you finish the course, and then I will check my calendar and I'll provide you a date
Sure,
next week.
ma'am. Sure thing. Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
Aditi.